Hi. So today I'm sharing my New Year's resolutions as well as how you can accomplish yours easier. This is my first live stream of 2023. So I pop open some champagne and I made myself some type of concoction. It's kind of like a mimosa, but I wanted to make a strawberry kind of mimosa. So I mixed it with this. So it's calorie friendly because 2023, we getting that summer body. Cheers to that. And as I am sharing my New Year's resolutions, as well as how you can accomplish yours easier, share with me in the comments what your New Year's resolution is, if you'd like, as well as like this video so I can know to do more of these videos helping you to achieve the life that you want easier. So let me just double check this live stream because it's been a minute and I want to make sure that the sound is working. It hasn't been that long, but I just want to like double check before we get right into it. Okay, it's working. All right. Okay. So it is 2023 and it's almost the end. Well, it's pretty much the end of January. And what I've noticed is in the beginning of January, we all have goals. We all are like, new year, new me. And near the end of the year, or just like after a good couple of weeks, that momentum drops. And I want to share what can help with that drop of momentum, what can help you with actually seeing those results a lot faster and a lot easier, actually transforming into the new you that you want to become, and not feeling like it's a new year again and you're setting those same goals because you haven't accomplished it the year you thought you would, which happens, but there's an easier way to make sure that it doesn't happen. So first I want to share my New Year's resolutions. No, actually, I'm going to get into that later. Let's get into the juice of the video. Okay, so when it comes to accomplishing goals, what I found and what I've noticed and what has been proven in lots of books and studies when it comes to like achieving and setting goals is it's good to have that big picture in mind of what you want. But sometimes when the picture is too big, if your subconscious mind can't wrap its head around how it's going to get done, if you can't fully believe on it getting done, like if it's too big of a goal, sometimes we will self-sabotage getting there because it just seems like a lot of work. I mentioned this in my live stream about the law of least resistance. You know, us as humans, we like to do things the easiest way possible. And if it exerts too much energy, it's most likely not going to last with most habits. So the best way to go about any goal is to make sure that the way that you're going about it is easy, isn't straining you too much, isn't too much energy that you're exerting out of yourself. Because if it is, you're going to end up burning out. You're going to end up being drained. You're going to end up fed up. And you don't want to set yourself up for that failure. And thinking of that big goal and just that big goal in mind sets you up for that failure. So what I suggest doing and what I like to do is to split that goal up and small it down. Instead of looking at the whole staircase, let's focus on the first step. So instead of one of my goals is to lose weight. I'd like to get to at least 160 pounds. I started my journey, I'm not ashamed to say, I was like, my biggest weight was 222 pounds aligned. Synchronicity. Anyway, but that literally was the highest I've ever weighed myself, was 222. And I've gotten to the point where I'm like under that. But I want to get to 160 at least. And thinking about that, of course, if it was up to me, I'd like to get to 160 before my birthday in March. But thinking about that kind of makes me panic a little because that's really soon. And that requires a lot of energy. That requires a lot of me. So instead of doing that, I'm going to split it. I split it, my goal, and shrunk it down and just focused on the first step. And the first step to that goal is to just lose 5 pounds, not even pounds. You know, something funny that I realized this week is that you can actually tone your body and look completely different, be a different shape and not lose any weight at all. Like look up, I have it on my Google search, but I was actually almost had a mental breakdown this week because I weighed myself and it was like a weight that I was like months ago. And I was just so disappointed in myself. I've been eating salads every freaking night for dinner. And I've just been really, really on top of my caloric deficit as well as my gym classes and stuff. And I weighed myself and I was just like, what in the world? And it made me want to give up. It made me just want to like not even try anymore. And then I looked up, what could possibly be the cause of this, because people that see me who haven't seen me in a while have said I lost weight. Like the first thing they say when they see me is like, oh my God, you lost weight. So it's just like, it doesn't make any sense. And freaking, let me see if I can pull up the pictures. So I looked it up and apparently weight is really deceiving, because if you're depending on the way that you're losing weight, let's say you're working out, you can gain a lot of muscle mass, and muscles are heavier than body fat. So even though sometimes the scale is a lie. Like sometimes your body actually is shaping into what you want, but the scale won't reflect that because of the mass that has been gained. So like I saw some pictures like this. Like this is a woman at 145 pounds. This is her at 145 pounds. And this is her at 145 pounds. And then there's like another picture of this lady at 137 pounds. This is her before and this is her after. So it's just really got me effed up. And it kind of calmed me down when it comes to weight. And it's kind of got me questioning like what society feeds us and what isn't taught to us about like our bodies and how weight loss works. That's besides the fact. I just wanted to share that realization I've had, that little epiphany I've had. But the first step for me is just like, once I realized that weight really doesn't reflect progress, I just really want to have my pants fall off. Like, I just want to like be walking and my pants just fall off. Because usually every 15 pounds that I lose, at least in the beginning of my weight loss journey, my pants would fall off. And I'm at a point where my pants are starting to fall off again, but they're not completely falling off. And I want to get to the point where they're falling off again. So I asked myself, what can I do to get to that small goal? To get to that small little goal of just my pants like falling off a little bit more, what can I do? Once you get that goal shortened, ask yourself, what can you do to get to that small goal? Because even if it's not reaching to that big goal, you're that much closer to getting to that big goal. So my New Year's resolution is based on that. It's based on the actions and the habits that I need to form to get to that small goal and to get to that first step and the next step and the next step in increments. So my New Year's resolution is to work out 4 days a week, go to a gym class 4 days a week. I do Pilates and hot yoga right now. And it's really fun. And it's a nice environment and it just keeps me motivated. I feel like there's a lot of pressure. If you cancel for a class, it's actually funny. Like if you cancel class, it's like, they'll be like, oh, well, got to put that yoga mat away because that person canceled. So it's like, you really have the pressure. The pressure is getting worse. But I like the environment. I like how everyone there, it's like a lifestyle and it's actually really fun. Pepsi likes it too. Let them know. Let them know mommy's getting fit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, she heard someone near my door in the hallway because she thinks that like when people are in the hallway of my building, they're breaking in. So it's really good to have a dog if you live alone. But pretty much that is what I'm doing. And it's not that hard. I usually go to the gym previously like 3 times a week. But now it's like I want to do at least minimum 4. And another goal of mine is to habit stack that. And I did a live stream on habit stacking if you want to look into my live stream playlist, which is another way that really helps you with achieving your goals easier and like getting in a habit of doing things. It's pretty much when you pair a habit with another habit, like a habit you're already doing with a habit you want. So when it comes to the days that I'm working out, I want to do a strict caloric deficit. And I've realized like I can't do that every day. I cannot do a strict caloric deficit every day. I like to enjoy life, you know? I'm not saying you're not enjoying life if you're on a caloric deficit every day, but like I like to just like break the rules. I like to have fun. So I kind of compromise and I was just like, you know what I can do for those 4 days that I'm going to Pilates class or hot yoga, I'm just going to really do a strict caloric deficit. And it's actually really easy. It comes like, it's like clockwork. I don't even have to think about it. It's to the point where when I'm not on one of those 4 workout days where I'm doing a strict caloric deficit, it's my default. It's automatic. And it's getting me to that first step because my pants are starting to fall off. I have these pants that I had. They were kind of big on me, but they made my butt look really good. And I remember everyone commented about how my butt looked really good. And now you can't even see my butt. So I know they're about to fall off. And when they do, that's the first step. Second step, I would say my arm fat is less. My arm fat already has gotten less. And I'm starting to fit in the old clothes that I didn't fit into before. But it's just like mini goals really do help you get to that bigger goal, because think about the bigger goal, like believe in that bigger goal, but focus on the mini goals, like focus on the next step. Like, what do you need to do habitually to get to that next step? Don't sit here and be like, okay, well, this summer I'm going to lose 30 pounds. Like, relax. How are you going to lose 5 pounds? Let's talk about that. Like, how are you going to get your first 100 subscribers when you start your YouTube channel? What content are you going to create the first month that you're on YouTube? Have you even thought about that? You know, what type of delivery are you going to do? How are you going to get your audience engaged? How are you going to really connect with your audience? How are you going to know what your audience wants? Like, those little mini steps count. And if you're not focused on those mini steps, you're going to fall down the steps and you're going to end up right back at the bottom of the stairway. And that's not where I want my subscribers to be. Like, what do you, can't be us. Can't be us. So yeah, there's something else I wanted to mention. Hold on. I put it in my notes. I'm kind of tipsy because I already had a glass on FaceTime with my sister. We were chatting it up, chilling on FaceTime before this. And I was like, I gotta go. I gotta go spread the word. Okay. Oh, and another New Year's resolution of mine is to act more on my creative ideas. And, you know, I've had this goal. It wasn't a New Year's resolution, but I've had this goal for like years. I'm like a bucket of ideas. Like there's a reason why my username on Instagram is multi-passionate boss babe. Like, I legitimately have too many ideas. I have too many ideas. And you know what I do with them? I sit on them because it's just so overwhelming. It's so overwhelming to like think about everything that goes into it. And it wasn't until I sat down and I just like focused on the first step. Because like not sitting down and focusing on the first step and looking at the stairway, it's just too much. It's too much. And you can try to be like, I'm just going to run up that stairway and I'm just never going to stop. You're going to get exhausted and you will it will backfire. It's just not a good strategy, even though it's like, it seems like the best thing to do because you're so excited to get to the top of the stairwell, but you have to think about the longevity of what you're doing, whatever tactic that you're taking to get to where you want to go. Is it going to last long term? Because with anything, you have to keep up with what actions you're taking to get to that goal to keep it in most cases. Another example is like when I use the Stairmaster when I go to the gym, I usually do it for 20 minutes. And when I go on a Stairmaster, I'll tell myself for 5 minutes, I'm just going to go nonstop. And it's so painful. And I'm just like, I look so tired. But you know what? I get through it and I tell myself it's no big deal because it's just 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay, it hurts. It burns. It really hurts. It really burns. But just for 5 minutes. Just for 5 minutes. And then I take a break. Another 5 minutes. I take another break for like a minute. And then I go for another 5 minutes and then take another break, another 5 minutes. And then before you know it, I've done my 20 minutes on a Stairmaster. But if I go on a Stairmaster, and I've tried this, I've literally tried to go on a Stairmaster for 20 minutes, it's not going to happen. I will literally be like, I can't. Like, I'm just too tired. I'm too exhausted. It's just too much. Like, to go nonstop for 20 minutes, that's just too much for me. And that's usually the case for all big goals. And it doesn't even have to be a big goal. It's good to break it apart. So my other New Year's resolution I mentioned about being creative and everything, I had to sit down this year, and I've made it my New Year's resolution this year. I really had to like ask myself, like, what's the first step? Because in my head, it just seemed like it was way too big for me to like do. So I was like, okay, the first step is I need to learn cinematography. I need to learn how to make my videos better quality. I have $1,000 camera that I saved up for when I was like in high school. So it makes no sense to why I'm not using the features to it. Because if I'm just going to do basic stuff, I might as well just stuck with my iPhone camera. So I was like, okay, so the first step is to look at tutorials. And if the tutorials don't teach me enough, like the free tutorials that's available for everyone to watch on YouTube, if they don't teach me enough, then I'll invest in a course. I did both, but it's funny because a lot of what I've learned in the course is literally for free on YouTube. There's this tutorial that taught me the camera settings to use to make my videos look cinematic. And it made a major difference. Like my last few videos, I've been using those camera settings. And when I looked at the results, I was like, and all I had to do was change the camera settings. That's literally all I had to do. And if I didn't look at that first step, I would have continued to be like, oh, that's so much work. I don't think I can do it. Like in my head, I was making it harder than it actually was. And that's usually the case when you don't break things down. So the first step was like, okay, let me like look up the tutorials. The second step was like, take action towards the first thing that I learned. Don't pressure myself to learn everything at once and just take it one step at a time. So I changed my camera settings and now I'm using those camera settings and I feel like it looks good. I was honestly scared that I was going to look like really crazy, but I came out like really good. The lighting was really nice. I think if I invest in more lighting, it could come out nicer. And now I'm learning certain edits to do to improve the quality of my content. So now my next step, now that I've learned the camera settings, I'm just like, okay, let me learn some transitions. Let me learn how to like be better at storytelling. And I'm just taking it one step at a time. And I am going to get to the top of that stairway of where my content just doesn't even look the same anymore. I really want to visually show people instead of just telling people. I really feel like when you show versus tell, it makes a bigger impact. And they're just taking tiny steps. I'm getting to that point where my content is improving. But if I didn't look at the first step, I probably wouldn't get to any point because the stairway just seems way too much. So I encourage you to ask yourself, what's the first step? And in regards to that first step, what habitual things can you do to get to that first step? And then focus on a second step. Then you can focus on a third step, and eventually you'll get to that big goal. But you need to know, like, how are you going to get up these stairs? Like, you need to have a game plan on the first few steps. Don't try to, like, run to the fastest you can because, like, it's just exhausting, honestly. And, like, unless you're, like, doing a goal where, like, let's say you're trying to lose weight for, like, a photo shoot or, like, for your wedding, and, like, you really don't care if you, like, gain the weight back, that makes sense. But, like, if you're trying to keep those results, you got to, like, do something that's sustainable. And when it comes to New Year's resolutions, a lot of people don't go about it with that approach. And that's what leads to that next year being that same resolution, because this year it wasn't accomplished due to running nonstop up the steps, expecting to never get tired, expecting to not run out of energy, expecting to not get drained, expecting to not get discouraged. Because looking at the top of the stairway, it's discouraging, especially when you're out of breath from how much of your energy you're exerting. Look at my notes again. If you're hopping in this live stream, make sure to give it a like. And let me know what your New Year's resolution is. Even if you're watching the replay, I want to know. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna like update you guys on life and everything. What's going on with me? Well, for starters, this background is really outdated. I'm in denial. I am. I don't like that autumn is over. I wish there was a location where autumn was 24/7. I know denial is a river in Egypt, but I'm swimming in it, because I really like this background. I'm going to change it soon, but it's like when I look out my window now, it doesn't look like this. But little girl dream, a girl can dream. You guys digging my hairstyle? I freaking got like this. I'm wearing my gold bow with this outfit. Freaking love wearing my bows. Like when I was in high school, I wore a bow all day, every day, like a giant bow on top of my head. If you went to high school with me, you remember, like I made it myself out of a scarf. I wear like a giant bow on top of my head to the side, like every single day. And I felt like I looked like a boy without it. It was so bad that when I went to sleepovers, I felt like I couldn't take it off. Like I would sleep with it. And as soon as I woke up, I woke up before everyone else. I was like, because I literally felt like my femininity wouldn't show if I wasn't wearing a bow. I got over that phase, but I still love a good bow. Let me know your awkward high school phase. Like, what was your awkward high school phase? Like, what was something really awkward that you did in high school? Mine was the bow phase. I have other things probably, but we don't need to discuss that. So little update on me. I've gone natural with my nails. I've just decided that I don't want to get my nails done anymore because I've always had a passion for, when I was younger, I had a passion for doing my nails and stuff. And the way that I get my nails done emulates my natural nails. It's just a little bit longer. Like every time I get my nails done every 2 weeks, I just think to myself, like, my natural nails could be like this if I took care of them and if I got the right material and if I learned the right technique. And I'm the type of person where when I'm really invested in something, I will study it and become really good at it. And I just decided, why not learn how to do nails? Like, I'm already really good with hair. I'm already really good with makeup. And like, I enjoy getting my nails done. I'm not going to stop doing that, but I want to learn the right technique to do my nails. Like, I've always wondered, like, what would happen if I had the right gel polishes, if I had the right UV light, if I had all of the material, like, could I just like simply do my own nails? I think that's really cool because when I got my nails done, whenever I broke a nail or something, I would have to wait for availability for my nail tech. And that's just so inconvenient. And then when I did get my nails done, it was like a troop to go and get my nails done. Like I would have to like fit it in my schedule to go to the nail salon and stuff. And it's just so convenient to just be to be at home and just be able to do it myself. I feel like, I don't know, it just feels really powerful. So like done, salon, who? But no, salons are really relaxing. But I just decided I want to learn how to do my own nails and I want to see what my own nails are capable of. Because when I was younger and I was really into like doing my own nails, I didn't have the right technique. Sorry about that. Just like flip my freaking MacBook. And I didn't have the right nail polishes. So it came out looking crusty and dusty. And I told myself in that moment, oh, well, I can't do my own nails because I just don't know how to do it. But in reality, I just didn't have the right material and I didn't have the right technique. So I ordered myself the UV light. I have some gel polishes coming in. I did some research on YouTube of like the best gel polishes and I bought those. There's like a special like base coat that can like make your nails thicker if you have thin nails, which I do because I've been doing acrylic nonstop for like months, I think years. And then I got like a really nice top coat. I only got one shade because I want to see how it works. And then I'll update you guys on how it feels. This right now is just like regular polish. I just have like iridescent because I tried doing my nails red with just like a regular nail polish. And I just hate how it looks when it's chipped. It just doesn't, it's just really annoying. Like every day I would have to like doop, 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 and fix it to the point where it's just like, you know what? We're just going to do clear, but what a twist. Iridescent. And I bought myself the cuticle clipper. I ordered the cuticle oil. I've been like giving my nails oil baths, but natural oils like olive oil and rosemary. I've been dipping it in like warm olive oil and stuff like that. I've got like a glass filer. Like I'm just like this little side hobby I've been doing. It's just learning like how to do my nails and keep up with my own maintenance, which is a little hint at one of the tips on how to be that girl part 2 that I'm going to be releasing next week. If you guys haven't seen, I have a video out sharing how to be that girl in 2023. Not even in 2023, just how to be that girl in general. Like it applies to any year. And I highly suggest you watch it. It did pretty well. I'm really proud of it. I had a lot of fun making it. And I'm excited for the next one that I'm going to post. What's some other things that's been going on? Everything else I kind of mentioned already in the live stream. I had like I almost had a Regina George moment. You know that scene where Regina George, she finds out that she was eating bars that actually was making her fat, and she just like takes a burn, but like that scene when she's like, ah! I almost had that moment when I weighed myself and I realized that my weight has not changed within all of these changes I've been making to lose weight, but yet my body feels smaller. People are telling me I look smaller. I was about to lose it. And I'm so happy that I researched and I kind of looked into like what could possibly be going on instead of just like looking at the scale and panicking. Because if I didn't look it up, I would have been back to where I started. I was in the moment. I just was like, you know what? I'm just going to go and get some cheese, bacon, fries, and I'm not going to go to the gym. And I'm just going to give up. Like I wanted to give up so bad, but instead I just like looked for things that can convince me to keep going. And I suggest you do too when you have those moments, because those moments happen. Those moments happen for all of us and they're normal. You just have to fight. You have to fight that voice in your head that's telling you to just give up because it's easier, because it's not easier, because you have to start over. And it's okay to take a break, but like really monitor how long you're taking a break from working towards your goals, or you're just going to end up back at the bottom of that stairway. And that's all. I hope you all have a great week. I will probably be live streaming again, probably not until February. But yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this live stream. Also, feel free to let me know if you want a specific topic, if you want me to go over a specific book. My next live stream will probably be covering one of the books that I'm reading right now that has really been helping me with my life. And I want to like share with you guys to help your life. But I do take recommendations and requests when it comes to helping with certain things. So feel free to let me know in the comments. And I will see you in the next video. Believe, build, and achieve.